U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi's back in the hot seat with the same Senate committee that helped confirm her as the nation's top law enforcement officer just 8 months ago. Since then, she has found herself in the middle of near constant controversies, which several senators are drilling down in. Here's some of what we've heard so far.
They are going to transfer Texas National Guard units to the state of Illinois. What's the rationale for that?
Yeah, Chairman, as you shut down the government, you voted to shut down the government, and you're sitting here, our law enforcement officers aren't being paid. They're out there working to protect you. I wish you loved Chicago as much as you hate President Trump.
Having you respond with completely irrelevant far-right internet talking points really is not very helpful here.
Let's continue our coverage with White House correspondent Von Hilliard, MSNBC's Ali Vitale, just outside the hearing room, and also with us former federal prosecutor Brendan Ballou. He worked in the DOJ's National Security Division, and former Manhattan Assistant DA Catherine Christian is still with us. Ali, the tone of this hearing has been striking, and just what the two different parties are asking about is also striking. What are your top takeaways?
It's the things that each party are asking, which is not necessarily surprising, given the way that we expected Democrats to tee off on a number of issues, Republicans to tee off on a number of issues. But I think it is Bondi's tone in responding to Democrats versus how she's speaking to Republicans that has stood out to me the most, and frankly, is a pattern that we've seen across top members of the Trump administration as they come to testify before this and other committees. For example, RFK Jr., the HHS secretary, anytime anyone was contrarian with him or pressed him on issues, he was combative. The same can be said of the FBI director Kash Patel when he was testifying in front of this very committee, lashing out at Democrats, including someone that we'll see a little bit later during this hearing, Adam Schiff, for questions that he deemed inappropriate or that he didn't like. I think it's a reminder of the way that for many of these cabinet officials, they are still very much aware of the old adage that we've all covered in the Trump administration of you are performing for an audience of one, and the audience of one is the president, who likes to see his top emissaries from various cabinets defend his administration's policies, show no weakness, and just continue to go at anyone who is seemingly the opposition, despite the fact that Congress's job is to do oversight exactly like they are doing. One of those examples of that is the way that the top Democrat on this committee, Dick Durbin, asked her about the Epstein files. Just take a look at that exchange.
Why did you publicly claim to have the Epstein client list waiting for your review and then produce nothing relevant to that claim?
If you listen to my entire clip on that, I said I had not reviewed it yet, that it was sitting on my desk.
Who gave the order to flag records related to President Trump?
I'm not going to discuss anything about that with you, Senator.
Eventually, you're going to have to answer for your conduct in this. You won't do it today, but eventually you will.
Far from the only moment that she was asked about Epstein, Anna, but they've also touched on other topics like sending federal troops to Chicago, as well as immigration efforts that the DOJ and FBI have been involved in over the course of these last several months.
Yeah, a lot of deflection, not a lot of substantive answers so far to some of those tough questions that we're hearing in particular from Democrats, although she did, I guess, make one newsy moment with the information she provided about some of the DOJ's top officials heading to Chicago. And now, since then, the FBI director, Kash Patel, says he's on his way to the Windy City in a social media post within the last hour. Catherine, you've been listening all along with us. What stands out most to you from this hearing?
I was just writing you a note. What stood out for me was Senator Klobuchar, who was a career prosecutor before she became a senator, reading President Trump's social media posts where he uses the AG's name. We can't delay any longer, Pam. Basically prosecute Schiff, Attorney General James, and James Comey. This would have been an opportunity for the Attorney General to say, Department of Justice prosecutes without fear or favor. Instead, she said he, meaning President Trump, didn't say anything he hasn't for years. So she had an opportunity then to make it clear, okay, he posted that, but I'm telling you, that's not how I run this agency.
She didn't create that separation. She just went on to praise President Trump, calling him the most transparent president. Yes. Brendan, you signed this letter with nearly 300 other former career DOJ employees imploring more congressional oversight and expressing concern about how the DOJ is being run right now and public perception. When it comes to oversight, is this and what we're seeing today what you had in mind?
In part, yes. I am pleased that the Democrats are focused on really the corruption of this administration, which I think is the administration's Achilles heel. The fact that Senator Klobuchar was talking about, the apparently corrupt HP Juniper merger agreement in the antitrust division, the fact that Senator Whitehouse was talking about Tom Homan and Ghislaine Maxwell and so forth, I think are all good signs. And I think that they're things that's very hard for the administration to evade on substance, which is why I think you're seeing a lot of yelling. I will say, we signed that letter, or at least I should say I signed that letter, not with the intention of trying to get this administration to change. Like AG Bondi, the president, have their agenda. They're not going to, deviate from that. But what I want to explain is that, for juries, for judges, for bar committees, it's important to understand that AG Bondi has changed the Department of Justice in a matter of months to be a radically different organization. And the mere fact that they are working in the buildings of the Department of Justice doesn't mean that they have the values of the Department of Justice. And I think it's important for folks outside of government to see that.
Vaughn, there's been a new controversy that's emerged, and this one actually involves the Biden DOJ and 3 Republican senators on today's panel, which is in part why this topic has come up. Explain what we've learned.
Right. This was late last night, and now unclassified document from the FBI was released that showed that limited cell phone data had been collected by the FBI in 2023 relevant to 8 specific Republican senators. Now, this was the FBI investigation into the alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 election. This was the investigation done by the FBI at the time before Jack Smith was appointed as special counsel here. We have heard this come up multiple times over the course of the last 90 minutes, including Lindsey Graham, who was one of those senators who was irate, asking Pam Bondi as to why and how his cell phone data was able to be collected by the FBI. Now, Ron Johnson, another one of those senators out of Wisconsin, suggested that it was not the actual substance of the phone calls of these senators that was collected, but it was who they communicated with, and it was, for example, how long those phone conversations took place. Now, each of these senators were potentially relevant to the investigation that was taking place around those efforts to overturn the 2020 election. 3 of the senators that are on this very committee, including Lindsey Graham himself, who folks will recall, then Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger alleged that Graham called him to ask about the potential of whether he had the illegal ability to throw out certain absentee ballots in the days before January 6th. Then there was Josh Hawley, who was the first Republican senator who suggested that he would object to the electors on the floor on January 6th. And then, of course, Ron Johnson, whose aide attempted to hand a fake slate of electors from Michigan and Wisconsin to Vice President Pence that day of January 6th. So, of course, there is still a lot of questions around the investigation here. But what you are seeing here from these Republican senators and allies of President Trump are the claims that this was an effort to weaponize the Department of Justice under the Biden administration, and that this is evidence, the collection of this phone data of 8 senators, that gives them valid reason to continue their investigations into former government officials who authorized such collection.